All right, guys. Our next guest will look to unify his UFC middleweight title in front of potentially the biggest crowd in UFC history, and will do it down under as he battles Robert Whittaker on October 6th at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Australia. That's right, the hometown of Submission Radio. The style bender himself, Israel Adesanya. Welcome back to Submission Radio. Look at how hard this man works. You are in some kind of clinic getting work done, and you are allowing us into your life. How nice are you, man? What are you doing right now?
The nicest. Right now, I'm just getting my guy, Gabe at Physiologic.
Mm-hmm.
He's just doing all the pretzel stuff, getting my body supple. You know the vibes. Yeah, and work hard, train hard, gotta heal hard.
Mm.
Yeah.
You mentioned before that you got done with a pretty standard workout over at City Kickboxing. You guys are known for working out smart, but also working out hard. How's the start of the camp going for you? How's the body sort of getting used to it? I know you've been traveling around a lot.
I'm fresh. That's the thing. Because I just came off this hiatus, this holiday, if you will, and going back into the gym, I thought it was going to be hard to get back into it, but no, my body just no niggly injuries, no nothing. And even something I heard Robert say a while ago was, the back-to-back camps might be catching up to me. And that's why maybe Kelvin was able to get at me a little bit more than he should have. Yeah, definitely. The fighting is easy, but it's the camps. It's the wear and tear on the body. That's why I really needed this hiatus. So definitely when I go back into camp, my body was just like chomping at the tit. I was ready to go. So, yeah, I'm fresh, man. I'm ready to go.
It's interesting. Do you think we'll sort of see, I guess, a different version of Israel Adesanya than maybe in your last few fights because of that freshness?
You always do. You always do. Every single time I get in there, I do something different. I always do something that no one has ever seen before, and I don't expect any different or any less from this fight. Every time I step in there, it's just another day to show off.
I remember when we were in New York, and you were after you beat Derek Brunson, and you were like, "Man, like I had a bit of a sore knee and stuff, but I went into this fight but my knee was annoying me." And I know you had a lot of quick turnarounds in your UFC run. Can you sort of take us into what was the sort of hardest quick turnaround fight that you had to do? Because now you're there, you're getting worked on, you got a chance to take a break. But physically and mentally, what was the one that you were like, oh man, I'm going back in again, and I wish I was on that holiday that I was planning for the 5th time?
Let me see. That's a good question. I don't know if I want to answer that, but let me see.
It's in the past now, so you can answer it.
It's in the past, but it can still be used. But let me think. I think I won't lie either, but I think let me see, the Gaston fight probably, but I still did it anyway, just because I was like, fuck it, it's a belt, I'm gonna do it anyway. So that one was that was like probably the 4th time, and I was like, fuck again. Like I was planning on just this holiday, but sometimes you just have to see the big picture. Don't think about what's going to gratify you instantly. Think about what's going to gratify you later on. And I'm glad I did, because the holiday that I was planning was well worth it much after that fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering, was that the most difficult from a mental perspective? Because I remember we did an interview with you. You had cameras following you. You were very, very busy man. Or was it the most difficult from a physical perspective, as in you had some issues that you were dealing with physically going into that fight?
Physically, I would say it was the most difficult, but it was more just, it wasn't even difficult really. It was just, there's like an initial maybe 2 weeks of me protesting, like the small dude, like I'm fucking just dead, right. And then after that, I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go. Then I'm in. So the first 2 weeks was just like, nah, I don't want, like a little kid who couldn't have his way. So yeah, I'm a big boy, so I know how to pull my pants up and get it going.
Well, obviously, we've got to discuss the big news, man. This card finally has a home, Melbourne, Australia. I know we spoke to you a bunch of times, and you always said the line, if the UFC doesn't like money, they'll do it in Vegas. Obviously, they do like money. They proved you right. And they here we have it in home. How did you feel when you finally saw that it got locked in? I imagine you probably knew this for a while, right?
I had an inkling, but, I mean, I never put it past the UFC to just switch or remove the mat from under you last minute. Fuck, they changed the whole event in 3 days from Vegas to Cali.
Yeah.
So if they can do that, I mean, well, my way they're gonna like, you know, I knew they could always switch it, but I always had an idea like it was gonna be in Melbourne because they're not dumb. They should be smart enough to know that there's only one place this fight belongs, and that's in Oceania.
Absolutely. I mean, when you found out that it is in Melbourne and Eugene found out and the rest of the team found out, I remember he was on the show and he was talking about how City Kickboxing has played such a big part in kind of creating all these local athletes in Australasia to be able to put on an organic supercard down here in Melbourne. What was the reaction of the whole team when you guys realized that, hey, boom, we did it? Like, it's actually going to happen down here.
It was good. It's good for us. It's good for the UFC. It's good for them. But mainly it's good for us because, like you said, organically, we've harvested this over years. And now that Max Holloway has won as well, definitely Alex Volkanovski is the guy. And where he's going to be the co-main event for our show, 243. And that's going to be beautiful to watch. You know, two CKB boys get crowned again. And it's going to be the biggest night, you know, yet in Australasian history for MMA.
Well, I was going to say, just on of Alex Volkanovski, I think that would be a perfectly fitting co-main event, but what do you think the chances are? Because Max is kind of throwing out December, maybe. He's got to have talks with his team, his camp.
Money talks.
What do you think?
Max will say December just because he wants to put the feelers out there, but money talks. The UFC can throw a couple stacks his way, a couple racks. He'll get it done. Max likes to fight. But, yeah, you know, Alex is no joke as well, so he might want to take it seriously, and he might want to take some time off because I missed that fight. I watched half of the Cyborg fight, and I missed that fight, so I don't really know how it went. I have to go back and watch it. But he looks healthy. He doesn't look like he's too banged up. So if you say in December, that's a while away, but the UFC, they're very persuasive, and everyone likes a little stacks, you know, stacks in their bank account. So that always changes people's mind. It did to me. Fucking now, when you book a holiday, they're like, all right, we'll do this. All right, fine, whatever. The stacks talk, bullshit walks.
Yeah, I wish we had Stacks talking to us. I was gonna say though, like I know this is like a massive fight for you. Obviously, title implications, arguably the biggest of your career. But are you also chasing that record-breaking attendance? Because obviously Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, that's the previous one.
Them.
No,
I don't chase them. Like literally, I said that to Engage about 10 months ago in the video. I said I won't chase these numbers; they'll chase me. And look, it's there now, 60,000, and people already. Ooh, people already hitting me up for tickets and whatnot. But yeah, I don't chase these numbers; they'll chase me. If it's not this fight, it would be the next one. But this one is just primed for it. It's ready for it, and I feel like this is gonna sell out super fast. I feel like this is gonna be, it's gonna be historic.
What do you think that says about you, though? Because you've had so many fights in such a short amount of time. You made your debut just about a year and a half ago, and now potentially to be the main event, the headliner of, you know, what could be the biggest attendance record in UFC history. What do you think that says about you, man?
I mean, was it you guys I said before I got into the UFC, I said it'll be me and Robert in a stadium in Auckland.
Yeah.
Spot in Auckland. And I called it exactly how I saw it. And now, you know, the venue's changed, but the energy's the same. You know, it's 2019. I'm fighting for the belt. I'm fighting Rob for the belt because he still has the undisputed belt. And put it this way, if it was anyone else, it could be Rob and Romero Part 3. It could be Rob and Chris Weidman. It could be Rob and anyone else. It would not be at a Marvel Stadium. It would not be in that kind of echelon, that kind of capacity, because it's just Rob. But at the same time, this is me. We have to just be honest. We can't just lie about it. I've been the one pushing the culture forward for fighting down here with my team, and he unfortunately hasn't been, because unfortunately he's been pulling out sick, and that's okay. You know, I call in sick back in my old job once in a while. I know the vibes. But yeah, so I'm the one pushing the culture forward. So let's put it this way. If it was anyone else with Rob, it would not be in Marvel Stadium. It wouldn't sell out the way it has been. But because it's me, that's why. So yeah, he can be the guy. And I think, who was the one? He said it to Ariel. I saw something on Instagram that yesterday said, you know, he doesn't mind me selling the fight. I don't have to try. I just happen to be a walking marketing thing. For whatever reason, anything I say becomes like some kind of like catchphrase or headline. You know, I'm not even trying. It just happens to be that way. He's mute. He doesn't really say much, and that's cool. Yeah. I just happened to be on this fight by accident, just because, you know. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna mention that because a couple of weeks ago he was on this show and he said that, you know, if you want to sell the fight, that's cool, but he's not a part of it, and you two aren't cool. So it's kind of like he's cool with you selling the fight, but he's not a part of it, and you two really aren't cool. What do you kind of make of that kind of stance? It's like an interesting one. There's a few different kind of ways to break that one down.
Well,
he's not friends with you.
This is why I'm getting paid more than him. There's a reason why I'm getting paid more than him, substantially more than him. There's a reason why my stock is much higher than him. And trust me, if I could, I wouldn't talk like nothing. I wouldn't speak to you guys, you know, as much as I.
Israel, come on, man, taking us down.
Anyone, not even Ariel, and we'll just get to the fight and fight. But this is part of the game. You have to understand. This is part of, you know, prize fighting. You have to get people interested into the fight, and that's why we have these press conferences. And even even at the press conference, you know, people will, oh, he's so mad about the memes. I wasn't mad about the memes. I'm just stating the obvious, which is a guy showing a different character than what he normally does. That tells me a lot about his character. Doesn't bother me. Fucking make all the memes you want. I've got over 5,000 memes in my meme folder. You know, I'm just a fan of memes. But I'm just saying, why is this guy trying to take my approach like I did with Brunson and use it against me? Like, it just tells me something different about his approach to this fight. And he keeps saying, I don't care, I'm not bothered. That just tells me a lot as well. Like, he just keeps showing his hand and trying to look unbothered, but hey, all right, you do you, boo-boo. You do you.
Well, I was wondering what you sort of made of his demeanor when you guys kind of had the back and forth at the press conference. Do you feel like you've been able to get sort of under his skin? And is that kind of...
I'm not trying to get under his skin. That's another narrative that's false. I'm not trying to get under his skin. I'm just stating facts. And he backtracked in person. Oh, I'm just sorry. I'm like, well, don't be sorry. Just make better memes at least, so it can be funny. You know? But yeah. Only thing I saw that was when I stared him down. Like, no one else knows. Everyone else just looks from the outside in, but you're not standing in front of him looking in his eyes. I said it. I've seen him. You know, he's not a guy that's scared. I'm not a guy that's scared. You know, yeah, he means business, and so do I. And if he doesn't want to, you know, sell the fight, cool. Don't sell the fight. The fight's already sold itself. I just happen to talk a lot, and I just happen to fucking have bars that sell the fight. So, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I know you're not trying to get into his head, but do you think that kind of helps you? Do you think that gives you a bit of an advantage, sort of getting into the fight, if you were to sort of be able to get into his head?
Nah, Rob's not the kind of guy that you don't think he's, like I say, he's a mute. He's a bit of a knuckle dragger. He's a throwback, you know, just meat and potatoes. Oh, I do my talking in the cage. You know that line? I do my talking in the cage. So do I. I'm multifaceted. I don't think it doesn't. If you get in his head or not, I don't think it makes a difference. At the end of the day, skills pays the bills, you know. So, check my resume. Come on, man. Check my resume. You see the skills is heavily there.
He also broke down to us something interesting behind the scenes. When he prepares for opponents, he doesn't like to do anything that they like to do in real life. For example, Brad Tavares, he gave up spearfishing. With Kevin Gastelum, he went as far as not...
He gave up what?
Spearfishing. Apparently, he's an avid fisherman, and he gave it up when he fought Brad Tavares. And when he fought Kelvin Gastelum, he gave up, get this, Mexican food. And we tried to find out what he was going to give up with this fight with you, but he didn't really say much.
And what he said, and Mike, Gabe was just telling me about this when I said I had this interview soon, and he said something about Mine, and someone said something about, and I was like, what do you mean? And he said anime. Someone just pronounced it wrong.
Oh, that was me. That was me. It was years. I'm 30 years old. For 30 years.
So am I. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30 years old.
Dude, 30 years. And I watch anime.
Gabe's a fan. We'll send him a shirt. Shirt coming your way, Gabe.
We're making a submission ready at anime. My mom's going to wear it. It'll be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't want to give up his anime because of you. What about that?
Oh, really?
He gave up Mexican food.
We pose it to him.
Like I said, see, okay, that just says something as well. Like I said, each other fight, he's giving up something. But now suddenly with me, he's not gonna give up anything, and suddenly with me, he's acting out of character. I got these boys acting out of character. That's what I'm trying to say. Use your eyes, use your Sharingan. If you know what that is. If you watch some anime, you know what a Sharingan is. But yeah, he's acting out of character. Why? No, well, don't give up. I don't care. Whatever. Do your thing. Do you, boo boo? Do you, Bobby?
We suggested he give up crumping, and he said, "Oh, no worries." Then we suggested anime, and then he said, "I think he should give that up." I'm assuming
Hey, I'm gonna say that again. I keep that same energy. I'm gonna keep doing me. If he wants to give it up or not give it up, see if I care. I don't know if it's gonna help him. I'll suggest you should watch some Pokemon. Maybe you might learn a few moves from them in the fight. Is Pokemon even still popping?
Yeah, man. There's 500 cards still. The kids love it.
Yeah. Well, keep that energy, man. Keep doing you, boo. Watch your anime. I'll watch my anime.
I was going to say, Israel, the other thing we didn't really get a chance to speak to you about is your trip down to International Fight Week, and it looked like you had a good time down there. You were down at UFC 239. You were able to see Jon Jones fight in real life, and you got to see him fight Thiago Santos in a fight that a lot of people thought Thiago actually won. I was just wondering, what did you make of watching that fight cage side? I know that...
I'm over it. I'm focused on Robert right now. But just because you asked it again, and everyone wants to keep asking, I thought Jon won the fight. It was close, yes, but I thought Jon won the fight. But also, I saw him fight live, and meh. Literally, meh. So, yeah. The filter, there's no fucking TV filter. There's no nothing. It's different. I'm sure you guys have watched me fight live. It's different. The speed, the timing. And same thing with Robert. I've seen Robert fight live. I saw him fight Derek Brunson live. It was funny. And everything's different live than it is on TV. So, yeah, I don't know about that guy. Keep doing this thing, whatever. I just want to focus on Robert right now.
When you watched Robert fight Derek Brunson live, I'm curious, what did you make? Like you mentioned that it's a bit different. What was it that you picked up about Rob when you watched that fight live?
I wasn't really picking up anything about each guy. I was just laughing because it was a fucking crazy fight. It was funny. Yeah. I was laughing more at Derek and how he was striking. Because he was shooting from fucking afar and just lunging from way back. And I was surprised Rob was getting hit by those shots. He ain't rocked. And then eventually he came back and knocked him out. And the whole place went bananas. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, I wasn't really watching it like, ooh, what does he do right? It was years ago.
Just quickly, Israel, just sort of last thing on the Jon Jones thing. Are you sick of this narrative, this Jon Jones, Israel Adesanya narrative? Are you a little bit over it?
I'm over it for now.
Yeah.
He might be helping Robert Whittaker train for you.
Yeah, let him. Fuck, this is what I mean. Get fucking ISIS. Bring whoever has to help you get ready for this fight. Because they can't save you.
Can you imagine if ISIS helped Rob prepare him for your fight? That would be a weird interview for us to do with ISIS. So what did you guys do to get...
Wouldn't be on location.
Whoever. So I don't like... For me, it's just the people that got me to the dance. Eugene Behrman, Andre Paulette, Twister, Adam Johnson, Scooby, Mike Angle, Doug Viney. The list goes on with my training partners as well. The same people that have always helped me get me ready. And if I have to bring in one new, I bring someone in that we can actually use. We can actually get better with. And if he thinks Jon Jones is going to help him, look at Jon Jones' striking. I don't even insult me. Come on, man. Wrestling, yes. Okay, get Jon Jones to help you with your wrestling. But fucking Rob, shoot on me, please. Come on. No one's got me down and kept me down. You've done it to Romero. You might be the one. I advise him to shoot on me. Try to keep me down. If not, strike with me. Do your little 1-1-2 and then throw your right high kick. Do your little oblique kick. Fucking hell. What else? He's good with the left hook. And that's one thing no one ever fuck it. No one ever makes him check the left hook. No one ever makes
You're giving it all away, Israel. I love this.
I'll give him the blueprint, not to whoop his ass. No one ever makes him respect the left hook like that. No one ever makes him hesitate with the left hook. Fucking hell. I advise him to shoot. Straight. I wouldn't Jorge Masvidal on him, but I advise him to shoot. Straight up, shoot. Then wrestle fuck me. Come.
I was going to quickly say, obviously, you guys have this huge fight on the card. We're hoping Alex Volkanovski's on the card against Max Holloway. But who are some other guys that you hope make it onto this card? I know Kai's
Dan
obviously
demands
fighting
to
in
be on this
China.
fight. Dan Hooker demands to be on this fight.
Yeah.
So he's on this fight. He is on this fight. Kai's definitely on there. I want to see Brad Riddell. Fucking hell. Brad Riddell, it's time. Put him in the UFC. Fuck these boys up. Who else? Let me see. We got Stephen Warby in the works. Yeah. Loss, I think, is gonna do contender series maybe. Well, we got shooters, but
Shane
this
Young,
card-
maybe?
Young. Well, yeah, definitely. Who else? BJ Bland. That's another like a dark horse from our gym that no one really knows about properly, but he'll fuck, bro. Telling you, it's. You know when you're sparring, sometimes when you look at someone and they look at you and you just kind of look away. I don't know if you guys know that because you might not be fighters, but
I
there's a
spar,
time.
but I get beaten up all the time,
Yeah,
so I know what you're
it's-
We
talking
have that
about.
in the strip clubs.
There's certain guys that just you look at them and you're like, oh fuck. All right then, let's go. That's BJ Bland. So he's another guy that needs to be on this card. Yeah, we got shooters, man. We got shooters, and we can stack it up like ISIS.
Oh man, if they go train with City Kickboxing, that's going to be an interesting thing for New Zealand. I was going to quickly say, as we wrap up, you're the meme king. What did you make of this picture that the UFC put out? The Photoshop picture of you and Rob. You have your faces over Ty and JDS. Did you make that with the baby kangaroo, or was that a UFC surprise that you saw when they put that up?
posted it. They posted it, and I think maybe it was like a dig at me, or was a.
I don't know what it was. I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah, so
Maybe
they
they wanted-
posted it, and then I reposted it with my caption because I was like, "This is silly." It was pretty funny, but it was silly, and it's just my caption fit it better because I was just laughing because that baby's way too white to be mine.
Yeah.
I am not the father. I ain't paying no child support. I ain't helping with no fucking bike rides. I ain't teaching that fucking kid how to throw football or anything. Only thing of me and that kid have in common is the kicks. That's about it. And ugly feet.
What is the name of the baby kangaroo that you guys have? Is there a name?
I told you, it's not my baby.
But you might have to take care of it now because the real father ran away. You're a foster kangaroo father.
I went out to get some milk. I'll be back in fucking 3 years. It's not my baby. He'll make a great single mother.
All right, well there you go, guys. Some men have porn collections. Israel Adesanya has a meme collection, over 5,000 plus. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this interview. 5,000 plus in the vault, in the bank. Facts.
All facts.
No baby kangaroo daycares, but on October 6th, Israel Adesanya takes on Robert Whittaker to look to unify the UFC middleweight title. It's going to be at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne, Australia. Make sure to grab your Israel gear from Engage, engageind.com. Follow Israel on Twitter.
Physiologic. Hey, Physiologic, we out here. If you want to get fixed up in Auckland, come see my dude. He'll rub you down good. No happy ending.
Well, that's a shame. Follow the man on Twitter and Instagram at StyleBender. Man, we thank you so much for your time. This is one of the craziest locations anyone has done an interview with us, so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, peace.